today, Lieutenant Skitters has flown to Europe to participate in the investigation that has identified a Murgatroyd serial killer as the perpetrator in the slaying of Blatson the artist. European sources state that Count Pedestrian III is meeting in Switzerland with delegates from other European nations today to discuss various issues.
Buongiorno. Bonjour. Lieutenant Skitters, I am Caprice. The lead butler here at the Castle Pedestrian. I am so sorry to disappoint you, sir. Count Pedestrian's flown into a meeting. He is out of the country at the moment. As you know, he is going to be elected as the chairman of this new trans-European committee to oversee various European governments. So I'm afraid he may be away for quite some time, Lieutenant Skitters. I'm surprised that Interpol didn't tell you this. I'm sorry you wasted a flight from the United States only to be disappointed. I'm very, very regretful that Count Pedestrian is not here to see you, sir. But thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Lieutenant Skitters. Well, can I say, Caprice, you know, Count Pedestrian and I haven't been the best of friends, to say the least. I'm sure he airs me with the same level of suspicion that I air him with. I certainly would have appreciated talking with him. I do follow the news. I knew that he was vying for this important position. But I also knew that Interpol had contacted him 3 days ago, alerting him to the fact that I was flying over to talk to him. I would have thought, out of common courtesy, seeing as how he knew Blatson so well, he would have at least been here to talk to me. I don't suppose, Caprice, you mind if I look around here? It's an awfully big castle, lots and lots of rooms. I think I even saw a documentary on the History Channel or one of those stations back in Murgatroyd. Back in medieval times, there were dungeons below. Prisons were held in. Of course, during World War II, we all know Count Pedestrian II was a collaborator with the Nazis. That's a beautiful painting over on that wall. Wonder where that came from. Sure, this castle's full of paintings. I'm sorry, Lieutenant Skitters, if you do not mind, I'm going to ask you to leave now. I have business to take care of this afternoon for the Count. I'm sure if it's all that important, you can come back with the French authorities or with some Interpol if it's an absolute necessity that you look around the castle. So you'll please forgive me if I ask you to leave now, Lieutenant Skitters. Goodbye.
Help. Please, come get me out of here. Unchain me. Unchain me. Help me. Oh my God, Doreen, Caprice, someone, please help me. Help me. Get me out of here. I am going crazy chained down here in this dungeon. Get me out of here. Help me. Help me. Help me.
Oh, how lucky you are, Lieutenant Skitters. Inches away from me, feet away from me. I'm in this secret room. I could have lunged out at you and taken care of you right then, while Caprice was entertaining you. But Caprice lets you slip out of my clutches. That damn fool. Idiot. But I know how you think, Lieutenant Skitters. Oh, you'll be back. Probably alone. I doubt the French authorities or Interpol will dare touch Count Pedestrian. Oh, you'll walk right back into my trap. And I'll be hiding here. I'll be waiting here. And I'll take care of you once and for all, Lieutenant Skitters.
Please, you handsome devil you. Thank you for bringing me this wonderful food. Hey, you're single aren't you? Well guess what? I have a best-selling book coming out in the very near future. How would you like to accompany me on a trip around the world to promote it? Do you have any idea how long it's been since I have been with a nice, sweet decent guy like you? I am sex-starved. I really need some male companionship. Is there a little private bedroom somewhere here in the castle that you could take us to? I think I could go all night with a hot stud like you. You could fix us some drinks, we could be together until dawn. European are so damn hot, so much more sophisticated than American guys. Gee, I can hardly wait to see how you European guys do it. Take me, you hot stud, take me.
We are taking the Onergy Time Flux device back with us. Senator Devane, I am afraid you are going to lose your ill-conceived war against the paper doll race. We have only just begun. Mark this day in history as the first victory of the paper dolls against mankind. Dr. Reeb Summer, we are taking you with us, because you have valuable knowledge about this Energy Time Flux device. Goodbye, humans of 2016. Senator Devane, you would be wise to back off and leave the paper doll race alone. You have been warned. We are leaving now. Goodbye, Senator Devane. Goodbye.
Today's the RZY News Bulletin alert from Humility Sun. The Senate hearing into the Energy Time Flux device was today the scene of an invasion force of armed paper dolls who aided in the escape of Flashy the paper doll and successfully kidnapped Dr. Jacqueline Reeb Summer and also seized the Energy Time Flux device. The terrorist team was led by Woody the Wood Pulp Boy, the same creature who recently destroyed most of the city of Murgatroyd. Senator Devane has vowed to go after these creatures one way or another. In other news, Judy Vincini made a speech at Vincini Cosmetics today, her first public appearance since she escaped from her kidnappers.
Well, at last, we are back in Paris, friends in
Do not worry.
2040.
Do not worry, duplicates of Flashy, this so-called shatterproof glass will be no match for my strength. Step back to the far end of it while I break this glass cage to let you out of it, to free you from it. You will be safe here now with your own kind here in the future of 2043, my dear.
Woody, Oh Woody, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you and the original Flashy coming to rescue me. I cannot remember when or how I was made. I just remember being in Uncle Frank's backyard and trying to return to the biotech lab because I had some kind of vague memory that drew me to it, but when I got near there, those dreadful humans apprehended me and placed me in this glass cage from which you have freed me. I am so glad to be here with my own kind. I will do whatever I can to help out in the struggle against mankind. We must fight our oppressors. We must resist the evil humans and free ourselves from a world dominated by them. You may not be aware of it, but I share an empathic link to you. And I know and sense things about you. There is something that you are not telling us. Heck, you may not even know it yourself. But you are very, very pregnant, and just like the first time that I gave birth, you are going to give birth to twins. Woody, you are about to become an uncle and I am about to become an aunt. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate.
Why, Caprice, you old dog, you. Didn't know you had it in you. Sorry if I interrupted you guys. Gotta admit, Sharon is quite a piece, even if she did kidnap my mom. If I wasn't already hitched to old Blondie, I might indulge and partake of a piece of that myself. Well, carry on, Caprice, you old chap. I'm going out for a little walk in the woods tonight. I hear there's this quaint little village nearby I haven't explored yet. Don't wear yourself out, Caprice.
You out, Caprice. You're a nice toss in the sack, but when a girl has got to go, a girl has got to go, and I am about as damn tired of this fancy castle as one can get. Not to mention being chained to the wall in the dungeon. It is time I make for Paris, France, and then off to the plastic surgeon to get my face fixed. Doreen told me Eric has a lot of euros in his room, so if I can just grab some spending money I should do fine once I get out of this hell.
Uncle Frank, if you hadn't been out there in that backyard doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing with that old flashy paper doll, your thighs wouldn't be all chafed up and rubbed raw like they are now. I ought to hide this Uncle Crud Bucket basic line thigh cream from you where you couldn't even find it. Well, I ain't suit, you don't do me like that. There comes a time in every man's life when he needs some Uncle Crud Bucket basic lime thigh cream, and I'm having that point in my life right now. So just go get me some of that fire cream and don't fuss so much. All right, Aunt Susie?
Get some Uncle Crud Bucket's Basic Lime Thigh Cream at the Super Deluxe grocery store today. A Vincini product from
there,
Vincini.
sweetie pie. I can't wait to see you tonight. Once the old battle axe goes to sleep tonight, I'll sneak out and come over to the strip joint. If she'll ever kick the bucket, I don't know why those old poison cookies are taking so long. Anyhow, I'd sneak out and see you now, but I'm stuck with the grandkids again. Gosh, I wish I could remember how to get to daycare. Anyhow, sweetie pie, as soon as I get rid of the old battle axe for good, we'll take off on that Caribbean cruise. Okay, we're going to go on that Caribbean cruise as soon as I can, darling. All right, I got to go now. I got to read the grandkids a story. Hey, kiddies. Sit down here. Grandpa's going to read you a story. Okay, yeah, here's the one. All right. So Prince Charming kept going out and picking these prostitutes up every night. Kind of like you do, Grandpa? Oh, no, never mind about that. So anyway, Snow White had poisoned the prince, but he miraculously survived. And somebody who was kin to him, some kind of a count or a duke or somebody, I can't remember, he'll give me one of my Vinci Focus Fix. I can't remember the rest of the story, kiddo.
Dosage advisory warning to users of Vinci Focus Fix. Extreme violent behavior has been linked to excessive use of Vinci Focus Fix, including suicides, homicides, mass murders, serial killings and more. Dosage is now restricted to 20 pills per 24 hours instead of the originally suggested 23. Judy Vincini really believes in financing her lunatic serial killer son while he is on the run. I never saw so many euros in my life. Hell, I can get by in Paris for a while and then make my way to the plastic surgeon. Well, better get out the castle entrance fast while Caprice is still knocked unconscious and before Eric gets back here and discovers I've stolen most of his money. Okay, I am out of here. Time to start a new life.
Oh boy, I'm really going to get her now. That damn Sharon, I knew I should have killed her instead of letting Mom hold her prisoner here. Now she's knocked Caprice out and escaped and stolen nearly all of my euros Mom left me. Thank God I've still got the 2 credit cards. Ha! That trace back to Vincini personnel. I wonder where Doreen was when all this was going on. Wonder if my little blind girlfriend is somehow in on it. Or maybe she was just down there watching TV. I knew I should keep a better eye on the both of them. Go out for a walk, have a little fun, come back, and, she cleaned me out. She cleaned me out. Now, that's all right. She can't have gotten far, and she can't get away for long. I'll take care of Sharon.
Well, that castle door's wide open. Something's going on. I don't know what. I'm glad I came back here. Should have gone and stopped and got some French inspectors to accompany me, but it is what it is. I'm going on back in there. Somehow I'll get past Caprice and take a look around that castle. All right, I'm going in.
Lieutenant Skitters, you simply shouldn't have come out. Back here. I told you Count Pedestrian was gone, and I assure you I am nothing but loyal to Count Pedestrian. Very sorry, Lieutenant Skitters, that I had to knock you unconscious, but I'm afraid you can't be snooping around this castle, nor can I allow you to leave. I'm afraid I'm going to have to keep you down in the dungeon. It would appear that Sharon knocked me out and made her escape. Back of my head certainly very, very sore. I don't hear anybody else anywhere near, so I'm going to have to drag you down the stairs into the dungeon and chain you up, Lieutenant Skitters. I'm afraid you're now going to be a prisoner here in Castle Pedestrian, a prisoner of Count Pedestrian.
French police today discovered the mutilated bodies of two young women in a village just a few miles outside Paris, France. Both French and Interpol authorities indicated that both slayings appear to be the work of the Murgatroyd serial killer who was recently identified as the prime suspect in the mutilation slaying of Blatzen the artist. Lieutenant Skitters of Murgatroyd has flown to Paris to aid in the investigation and the apprehension of the Murgatroyd serial killer. In business news today, Judy Vincini hosted a lavish lunch party for Mayor Perenxi and local Murgatroyd officials and assured them that she was recovering well after escaping her kidnappers a few weeks ago.
Well, Paris, France, here I come. I've got enough euros to live well for quite some time and still get to that plastic surgeon. Especially if I meet some wealthy French guy and get involved with him. But for now just a tour of the city will do. Who the hell is that strange guy in the black hat? The Eiffel Tower, alas, my poor dumb friend Blatzen, that arrogant fool. The scene of his brutal slaying makes the Eiffel Tower also irritated me now. Anyway, on to the rest of the city. The Louvre, of course. Oh, how Blatzen would have loved all the fine paintings, all the great works of art. And the Arc de Triomphe, of course. What a great city in the daytime, but just wait until I hit the Paris nightlife. I can really break out the red gloves tonight and hit all the hot clubs. Who on earth is that guy in the black hat who keeps showing up everywhere I go? Is he following?
Welcome to the Apocalypse Hour with Father Lucian Damiano, the herald of that which is to come. Attention all, attention everyone, everywhere. Father Lucian Damiano has a message for the masses.
All you good people everywhere here in the audience, out there in the television audience, and all over the country and all over the world. This is Father Lucian Damiano. I'm here to give you a message. And it's the message that I received. And that message is, folks, it's over. The party's over. The lights are fixing to be cut out. It's going to be the end, people. I don't know why you're going out and buying new cars and buying new houses and all, wasting all that money on all those material goods. It ain't going to do you any good. It's coming to an end, folks. It's going to go in a flash. You're going to be gone. There's nothing going to be left. Power grid's going down. Everything's going down. Transportation's going down. Humanity's going down. They're going to be wiped out by plagues and diseases. Ain't going to be any of you left. What ones are left will be preying on the rest of them. You'll be going from house to house stealing other people's food. Look at you. I can look at this whole group. Most of you are crack babies to begin with. So it's not like the genetic pool has suddenly been improved. God might be doing the world a favor when half the humanity gets destroyed in this apocalypse that's coming. Saving up canned goods ain't going to go and do you any good. You're not going to be able to operate. There ain't going to be no electricity to operate your microwave. You know, I mean, come on. What you going to do? Just eat it raw out of the cans? That's what you're going to do. You know? I guess you could store up, boxes and boxes of crackers and live off of them, maybe. I don't know. For how long? How long is it going to last you? How long is it going to last you? Half of you don't know how to grow a garden. Half of you ain't going to have a place to grow it anyway. You'd be scrambling for cover when the end starts. You ain't going to be able to survive. And I can look at half the ones in this room. They ain't going to be able to survive. It's coming, y'all. It's coming. The end's coming. The end's coming. I can tell you what you can do. I've got to go to San Diego next week, and that's clear across the country. And there's a huge stadium full of people going to be waiting for me out there. Well, it costs money to get out there. So that brand new, you out there in the listening audience there on TV, that brand new microwave oven that you bought last year, that brand new microwave oven, I want you to take it down to the pawn shop and pawn it, and I want you to send me the money. That flat screen you just bought last week or week before last, or maybe it was last month, I want you to take that pawn. Take it down there to the pawn shop. Take that flat screen to the pawn shop. I want you to pawn it. I want you to send me the money. Forget about the light bill. Ain't going to be nothing left. Ain't going to be no lights anyway. What's the use of you paying your light bill when the electricity's not going to exist, folks? Send me the money. Send me the money. I can go out there to San Diego and warn the rest of the bunch out there in person. I can warn those people. I can get them ready. Prepare for the end. You're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to prepare. You don't know how to prepare. But I can tell you how to prepare. Just like I'm going to San Diego to tell those people how to prepare. In fact, that will be the next subject of my next sermon, will be how to prepare for the end that's coming. Now that you know that it's coming, you know that everything's going to be gone, there ain't going to be nothing left, how can you prepare for it? Well, I'm going to teach all of y'all how to prepare. And this has been Father Lucian Damiano. Be careful. You best take care. Well, the great Lieutenant Skitters. I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it here with my own eyes. Boy, Caprice really nailed a big one now. Well, Lieutenant Skitters, of course you know I could eviscerate you right this moment if I wanted, or I could fillet you or do any number of things with my handy little butcher knife, but I find having you down here as a prisoner immensely entertaining. I guess Count Pedestrian's not near as dumb as I thought he was. He instructed Caprice very well. Hell, if it had been me, you'd already be dead. Caprice is very inventive, though. He just simply decided to hold you prisoner. And I can't say it was a bad decision at all, because I'm going to have enormous entertainment out of it. Oh, geez. I don't suppose you've met my blonde girlfriend Doreen yet, have you? I'll have to bring her down here. And don't worry, Lieutenant Skitters, you'll be fed well, and it will just be assumed, I guess, all over Europe that you're tracking me down. By the way, I don't suppose being a prisoner down here, you've heard about my handiwork last night, have you? Yes. 2 young damsels in distress, 2 innocent young ladies in the village outside Paris, and I'm afraid their days came to an end. Those 2 young ladies are, alas, no longer with us. A guy gets bored in a big castle like this. I had to get out, stretch my legs. What can I say? I need a little entertainment of my own. What can I say? You know, Blondie's fine, you know, when I want to get laid, but geez, the guy's got to go out and have some other kind of fun sometimes, you know what I mean? Ah, well, Lieutenant Skitters, you'll be taken very good care of down here in the dungeon, and I will come down and entertain you occasionally. Oh, every time I claim another victim, I'll come and let you know about it, maybe even show you a few pictures, whatever. Hell, we might even get some sort of satellite reception TV down here for you where you'll be able to keep up with the news of your... Eventually they'll discover you're missing, that you're disappeared, I'm sure. Oh, well, I'll have moved on long before that. Me and Doreen are going to travel off to another castle at some point. Haven't decided where or when. There's so many countries in Europe. I could just go from one place to another, you know. I mean, France is nice. I've done Blackstone and these 2 girls. I suppose I should hit Rome next. And I could cut a path across most of the major European countries. I suppose I've never done Eastern Europe. I suppose there's lots of young peasant girls in Romania who could become my victims. Oh, well, a guy's got to plan ahead, especially when he's on the run. Well. I've enjoyed our little visit, Lieutenant Skitters, but I'm afraid I have to go now. There's a blind girl upstairs waiting for me. She's got dinner waiting, and I'm hungry.
Nightfall has descended over the castle of Count Pedestrian. The Count has returned to the castle after a very important trip. Meanwhile, in the dungeon deep below the castle, a detective named Lieutenant Skitters languishes in shackles, chained to the wall as a prisoner while the serial killer he came to help apprehend is on the loose in the countryside claiming victims in nearby villages.
Greetings, sir. Count Pedestrian, welcome back. I hope that you had a very nice trip. Caprice, I did. I had a very successful trip. You seem a little nervous. Is there something you're not telling me, Caprice? You see, I've talked with our house guest, Doreen, and she informs me that Sharon Cielo escaped. Of course, you know I should fire you for your incompetence. You have any excuse for yourself? Any explanation? Well, sir. She seduced me. She seduced me. Caprice, you know, you've always been at liberty to go and pick up your old trash from any of these clubs in Paris and bring them here to the castle if you must fulfill your manly needs. But allowing this Sharon Cielo, the prisoner of my friend Judy Vincini, to escape, this is absolutely intolerable. What else do you have to say for yourself? Well, sir, I do have something important to report, sir. I think you'll be quite pleased. You see, you have another prisoner now down in the dungeon. Lieutenant Skitters came snooping around, and I knew that you didn't want him here in the castle, and I got rid of him the first time, but of course he came back. Sir, I did what I had to do to protect you. You know my loyalty is only to you, Count Pedestrian. You've done well, Caprice. You've done well. I suppose I should go down and pay the dear lieutenant a visit. Perhaps I'll bring him a bottle of our best wine. Go and fetch one, would you please? That will be all, Caprice. You're off the hook for the time being. Remember, you're welcome to go into Paris to one of the clubs and find a young lady there if you must. I realize you're here 24/7 and get very little recreation. All right, go get that wine bottle so I can go down and talk to dear Lieutenant Skitters. Today for an exclusive interview with Italian director Anastas Bulini, who has decided to take on a mammoth project. He is going to do a new motion picture on the Murgatroyd serial killer. So tell us, Anastas Bulini, tell us about your plans. Well, first of all, we are going to recreate all of the gory, grisly, bloody murder scenes in and around Murgatroyd, all 22 victims. We're going to have to meticulously recreate all of the crime scenes. And then, of course, we're going to film. We're going to recreate this the murder of Blatzen, the artist, in Paris, France, the Eiffel Tower. We're going to film meticulously recreate the murder of this artist from Murgatroyd, this Blatzen. It is going to be an international hit. This is going to be the most awesome blockbuster project that I have ever approached. Yes, the Murgatroyd serial killer. This is going to be a smash hit. Ladies and gentlemen, you had it yourself here. This is Edstuff Gowell, and this has been an interview with the Italian director, Anastas Bulini. Count Pedestrian. You've been harboring this serial killer all along. Rich, powerful guys like you hide behind diplomatic immunity. You think you're above the law. And it may very well be that I can't finger you. After all, I'm chained to this wall. But remember this. Eric just bragged earlier about having slain 2 females here in France, and we know he killed Blatzen. You know the authorities are going to come looking for me the minute it's realized that I've disappeared. I don't suppose you possibly think you can get away with this, Count Pedestrian, even with your diplomatic immunity. Lieutenant Skitters, you talk very, very brave for a man who is chained to the wall, shall we say. But I do admire your spunk. Be careful some of this wine. It's quite a nice vintage, I might add. Yes, I'm afraid I can't do a great deal with Eric. You're lucky he didn't eviscerate you or slice and dice you earlier. I'm afraid I can't control the young man. He's got his own mind. Poor Blatzen. I may have had a falling out with him and lost all respect for him long ago back in Murgatroyd when I kicked him out of my mansion, but I certainly didn't want to see him die that hideous death. I'm here to the castle. You're quite correct. have no intentions of allowing you to die, nor do I allow you to be discovered here in my castle. So, I suppose you do understand. This means I will be moving you. You will be transported to another location. Haven't quite decided where, but trust me, you'll be the first to know when I get ready to move you. Now, here. I know you must be uncomfortable chained to that wall. Have a sip of this wine. It's the least you can do to relax there. It's a wonderful wine. You'll be fed well, Lieutenant Skitters, until I decide where to put you. Good evening, Lieutenant Skitters. I hope you sleep well.